I'm Wrestling Days, and you're watching to My Phenomenal Figures, the best channel on all of YouTube.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here today from My Phenomenal Figures. In this video today, we have got my favorite figures of the year. None of these figures you are seeing on the screen are on the top 10 list because these are just honorable mentions. Figures that I never decided to put in the top 10 in the end. They just didn't make the top 10 in the end. Just didn't make the list. Some amazing figures here, but I just felt like I got better figures to put in the top 10 than these. And also some of the figures that are in the top 10 are also ultimates, so it will be ultimates and elite, but we're just do a quick scam. This Johnny Knoxville in the Sami Zayn, pretty close to making it, but Sami Zayn did not come with the jacket, and the t-shirt only came with the hat and the mousetrap. But that is an absolutely amazing figure. Same with that Johnny Knoxville. They're very funny creative figures by WWE, by Mattel this year. Pretty good Johnny Knoxville figure, but pretty good Johnny Knoxville figure. Johnny Gargano, not a bad figure, but just wasn't the most excited to get or anything like that. Bomb Breaker, LA Knight. Obviously, the basics got a lot better towards the end of the year this year, and I'm excited to collect more in 2024 because the basics are a lot better than what they used to be. Got this Zet that went with the Cody. Pretty good figure. I thought it was a solid Zet, but there was definitely better Zet figures. Got an AJ. This would have been in the top 10 if it came with that jacket, but it did not. It did not come with the jacket. It came with a terrible rubber shirt, which I didn't like, which I never used. Dirty Dominic Mysterio. This is probably in a lot of people's top 10s. The only reason I'm not putting it in the top 10 is because of the head scan. I don't think it's the best Dom head scan. I definitely think that they could do a better head scan. And I know at the time he had the mullet that long, but his mullet is much longer than that now. So, maybe that's why I didn't make it. Ridge Holland. The head scan was better. I think it's an amazing figure. I think the jacket is cool. The shillelagh's cool. The hat is pretty good. I think it's a solid figure, but the head scan just lets that figure down, in my opinion. It does look like Ridge, but it's not the best head scan. Street Profits Elite. A lot of people like these, but in the end, they just didn't make the top 10. I definitely think there was better figures this year. Even in the Elite line, I think they were good because they were better than the last figures. Not only that, they don't really, they're outdated now. So, we're probably just going to be waiting on new profit figures. But I still think they are very good figures and they do work for now. And then we got a Zet Basic. I think the suit is cool, but the best thing about this is probably the head scan. But overall, I think it's a good figure. This Theory, not a lot of people like the head scan on this Elite, but I was actually a fan of this head scan. I think the attire also as well is, if this had a better head scan, it probably would have been in the top 10. I don't know, but it comes with two goofy head scans. Maybe they could have done just like one of these head scans and then left the other, but honestly, I'm a fan of both of them. But yeah, these are just the honorable mentions. Then we're going to get into the top 10. At number 10, we do have the Ultimate Edition Randy Orton. The reason that this figure is not higher on the list is because of the attire. I do like the jumper. I think that's great. And one reason that maybe this wasn't higher as well is because it is an RK Bro jumper. Like it says on it, it says RK, then it says Bro, like in backwards. Like that's kind of what it is. And then the back is basically a pretty cool design. But the one thing that you will notice is that it says Riddle on it. So that is one reason why that is pretty low. The other reason, like I said, is the attire. He does wear this a lot, but it is just a full black ring gear. Like sometimes you can't really make it out, but yeah, it does say like Orton on the back. Oh no, it actually says RKO, and you got like this detail on the side, and then RK on the knee pads. But yeah, good figure, but I think it's very good in Ultimate. He obviously is bigger now, but back then he wasn't as big, so the torso does work for back then, but a bit outdated now. The head scan, honestly, I think is one of the best head scans that Mattel's ever made, so that's definitely another reason why it definitely is on the list. And it's an Ultimate Edition, and the Ultimates definitely are good. I do prefer the Elite, but I think it's a solid Orton. If it didn't come with the hoodie, it would definitely not be on the list. But yeah, number 10, we got the Ultimate Edition, Randy Orton. At number 9, we have got the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. Not sure what Elite Series this is from, but an amazing figure. I think it was, I can't really find it. What Elite, I think it was Elite 104. Yeah, it was Elite 104. think that set was honestly one of the best sets of the year. I think this figure is a solid Drew McIntyre Elite. I think it's a very good figure. The reason that it is high for me is because I think Drew, his previous one that I'm not sure what series was, but the Elite before this is honestly one of my favorite figures that I have in my collection. Same with this one. I think it's a very good Drew McIntyre figure. And another reason it is in the top 10 list is because it is the attire from Clash of the Castle. But I think it's a very good figure. I think the head scan, you can't get much more better than that for a Drew McIntyre figure. The attire is cool. I like the Celt on this one as well, but yeah, I think it's a solid Drew McIntyre Elite, and it comes in at number 9. At number 8, we have the Enforcer Solo Sikoa. Now, the reason that if this figure had the updated torso, like not the so small one, like this is way too small for a Solo Sikoa. They gave him the Uso one, which is a terrible pick in my opinion. Solo is much bigger than that, but honestly, I actually just love this figure because it's a Solo Sikoa figure, and I was very excited to get this, and I was so excited for them to make a Solo. So yeah, definitely just excitement for this one, and it's just so cool to have Solo, to have him in your bloodline. So yeah, I love the bloodline figures. They're always like some of my favorite figures to collect. Like, we need a honorary Us in the War Games in full red. That'd be a great figure that they should make. I know he's not with the bloodline anymore, but they should still definitely make that figure. But yeah, this Solo is... Another reason it's down low is because the towel is white, but it doesn't bother me that much. So yeah, the newer one in the red is definitely better, but I just love this figure, even though, of course, it is way too small for a Solo. But I think it's a solid figure, and I think Solo's just a fun guy to have a figure of, you know. But yeah, good figure. That is number 8, and let's get into the next one. Number 7 has to go to the defining moment Cody Rhodes figure when he went up against Seth Rollins. If this figure came with a jacket, it would have been probably way higher on the list. That is definitely why it is down lower. I think this is such an amazing Cody. I think it's the best Cody figure that Mattel has made, and I honestly think it probably is the best Cody figure. I think it's better than the Cody Ultimate, even though I don't have that figure. I think the attire is better than the Cody Ultimate. And I don't really like the jacket on that figure. A lot of people didn't like that. The head scan, of course, is just the one that we seen as the Elite before this. It's better than the Elite before this, even if it didn't have the bruising on it. The attire is just such a sick attire for Cody. The white and the blue, I think it just works. It does come with the American Nightmare belt. Of course, it also is the wrong buckle. They don't have the buckle on the belt, so that is another reason why it has to be lower. It did come with the bull rope, which is sick. I love the bull rope. Very cool accessory. Of course, can do bull rope matches with this. So yeah, definitely a cool accessory to come with a figure. But yeah, also this is just one of my favorite WWE matches that I've ever seen. So that's another reason why it is so high on the list. I love that match, and I think they captured Cody and the Zeth very well in figure form for this match. So yeah, definitely a great figure. Next one. Number 6, we got the Ring General Gunter, and it did not come with the Intercontinental Championship, which I don't know how they didn't have a belt with him. He didn't have the title maybe when he wore this attire, but yeah, I did. So yeah, I have the Intercontinental Championship. That definitely is one reason why it is low on this. It didn't come with an Intercontinental Championship, and he is the Intercontinental Champion. I don't really care that he didn't have the Intercontinental Championship when he wore this attire, but he probably did wear this attire when he had the championship anyways. They definitely could have thrown in a title with this Gunter, so I don't think it's really... No, I think that brings it down for me. Head scan's great, the jacket's great, the attire is good. I think they could make a better Gunter than this. They could give a bit more to the jacket other than just this, but I think it's an amazing Gunter Elite. I love this figure. It's so fun to pose with as well. It's very good to pose with, to play with. Like, the posability on it is amazing. The torso works. Everything about this figure is great, other than it didn't come with the championship, which definitely has to bring it down on my list for me. I think that you kind of have to have the championship in a way with it, but it's not like the biggest. But I also do just prefer other figures than this that I have on my list. So yeah, it's a great figure though. I love this head scan. Mine is beat up. I definitely need a new one. But tire, jacket, everything great. Such a fun one to use as well. I use that Gunter a lot. But yeah, let's get into the next one. Number 5 has to go to the wise man, Paul Heyman. This is such an amazing figure. Honestly, definitely one of my favorite figures in my collection. Such a unique figure as well. This head scan is amazing. It works just right for a Paul Heyman. It's so accurate to Paul Heyman. The suit, everything about this figure is amazing. I did love that 3-pack as well. The Brock and the Paul. The best figure though, the best figure that I got the best use of definitely has to go to the Paul Heyman. Use this figure for pictures every time you bring out Roman Reigns, for setup. So yeah, the Paul is such a great figure. It looks just like him. It's so funny to have a Paul Heyman as well. I've wanted a Paul Heyman for so long, so I was definitely so excited to get this figure. And it's just a great Paul figure, and I think it's probably one of the best Mattel figures to ever be made, honestly. So yeah, just probably the reason I don't have it as high is because the next figures are better, and probably just like because they're wrestlers and he's a manager. But definitely is a unique figure. They need to make more suited elite guys, like other than just wrestlers. Like they definitely need a Michael Cole figure. They could update Corey Graves. They could do a Kevin Patrick, maybe. I don't know, but some people might not want that figure because a lot of people aren't a fan of him on commentary. I like him. Another person that is always on commentary is Wade Barrett. They could definitely do a figure of him as well. So I think I'd like to see Mattel make more figures like that going into 2024. Like, they made a Pat McAfee, so that's great for commentary. But yeah, let's get into the next one. Coming in at number 4. Okay, so I was going to include these as 2, but I decided not to. We got the Ultimate Edition Jimmy Uso. Figures I was very excited to get. I remember when these released, I thought they were so cool. They also do come with the tag titles as well. And also, they captured the Usos' run so well. With these figures, I just want to show the box as well. There's the box that came in as well, just such a sick looking box. But yeah, they captured the Usos title reign so well with these Ultimate Edition figures here. It just, in my opinion, I just think the head scan also does look like Jimmy. Like, you can definitely see Jimmy Uso in there. The eyes just are a little going over the side of my one. The We the One shirt, amazing. It is easy to get in the Ultimate Edition. The hair is good. The attire, I love the attire. The Bloodline attire. The shoes are good. Some people don't like them. I'm a fan of them. The drop down hips on this one isn't awful, but I'm not really a big fan of drop down hips on the Ultimate Edition. But they're not too loose on the Usos. So yeah, and it also does come with the Bloodline cap, the flowers, the tag titles, the one hands, a bunch of different head scans. This is definitely a great figure. Coming in at number 4. Now on to number 3. Number 3 has to go to main event Jey Uso. And the reason that this is actually higher than the Jimmy is because of the white arm sleeve. I feel like it just adds more to the figure. That is why it is higher than the Jimmy. And also maybe just because I preferred Jey than Jimmy. But yeah. Also, I think this head scan probably does look more like Jey. This definitely does look like Jey. This one does when you... But yeah, great figure. And let's get into the next 2. Jey Uso. Number 2, we have got an Ultimate Edition, and was very excited for this figure. I did get it. We got the Ultimate Edition AJ Styles. I love AJ Styles. He's my favorite wrestler. And also, this figure is so freaking cool. It's when he went up against Edge at WrestleMania. It's a great figure. The head scans it comes with are great. It comes with the flying hair head scan, which is amazing. The t-shirt is great. It comes with the jacket as well, which is so freaking cool. I just have on another figure, and the attire is great. This is definitely probably going to go on a shelf. I'm honestly going to display this figure because it's just such an amazing one. Same with that Rollins. I've never really used the Rollins because I'm always like, oh, I don't want to get damaged. Same with the Usos as well, you know. But yeah, an amazing AJ Styles Ultimate Edition. Now we're moving on to number 1. By the way, I did not get the Logan Paul Ultimate Edition. I never got to get that or the Cody, which they both wear good, but I'm just going to wait for the Logan Elite, which honestly, I do not like the torso on that Ultimate Edition Logan. We're getting into number 1, guys. Let's freaking get it. And the number 1 spot goes to Seth freaking Rollins, the current World Heavyweight Champion. And the reason, of course, is because of this jacket. The fur, the color. It's like, kind of reminds me of like the yellow brick road, except for it would be a road made out of all different colors. That's kind of what reminds me, like a road, or like just like a colorful panel, kind of like a colorful road, kind of. That's just kind of what I think of when I see this. They're like a brick wall, colorful pen. That's just kind of what it. That's kind of what I think of when I see this. Also, like, look at like the sparkles, edited detail, the fluff, the attire. Everything about this figure is freaking amazing. The head scans. If you imagine that they made this figure today, and gave him the world title, even though like the new one, that'd be great. I can't wait to see what Zets they make 2024. And yeah, this is definitely my favorite figure of the year. I love this figure so much. It's probably actually one of my favorite figures in my collection. Definitely top 3. An amazing style, amazing Zeph. Same with that Styles. Such an amazing figure. Head scans, jacket, attire. Yeah, and also I really want them to make when he went up against Cody at WrestleMania. They need that Zeph. 100% need to make that. But yeah, that was the top 10 list. That was the top 10 list. My favorite figures of 2023. Thank you a lot for watching. My phenomenal figures. Out. Sorry about the noise in the background. My phenomenal figures out.